system immediately sees you as an invader. Did you know that? How many of you were aware of that, that you were actually an invading foreign body in your mother's body? And that the immune system begins to react to that like it would to any other virus or bacteria? It wants to take you out. But fortunately, there are also elements within the mother's body. There's hormones and there's all kinds of protective chemicals that will help you get through that most decisive point of attaching to the inside of the uterus, so that you can begin to grow and come into your own as a human being. Then you have to go through that whole 9 months. And again, for every single completed birth on this planet, 1 million don't make it. Now you say, well, Richard, we have almost 7 billion people on this planet. A lot of them have made it. Yeah, but if all of them had made it, we'd have 3 trillion people on this planet. 7 billion in comparison to the attempts is nothing. But here you sit. You made it through that. Did you not? Or am I imagining that you're here? Okay, so you go through your gestation, and then you get to what you guys said earlier, the birth part. Again, now, mothers, you know how tough that can be, do you not? We men have to just take your word for it because it's hearsay to us. You know, we can watch it. Unfortunately, some of us have had to do that. But it's a rough period. And both the mother and the baby are in jeopardy at that point. Are they not? Yeah. Especially if anything can go wrong. Especially if you're like me. I was almost 10 pounds when I was born. So my mother nearly went through a trauma just doing that. And then my younger brother, who some of you met, was 12 pounds. And we had a brother in between. She went through a lot. So the point is, if you can get through all of that, your birth, all the way back through gestation, and conception itself, and you make it out into the world, that's a miracle. And it doesn't take anything supernatural to understand that. It is a literal miracle that you make it into this world. Because I'm going to tell you point blank, every single thing in nature, from your mother's body to the outside world, is doing everything it can to take you out at any given moment. And here's the reason it does that. Because if you make it through all of that, you have already taken your first steps to becoming a strong creature who can live in this tough world. Nature does that deliberately to toughen up those who make it. Then you got to go through toddlership. And your parents have to go through that with you. And then you have to get through grade school. I know it. And all that bullying we hear about these days. Tough stuff. But no matter what happened to you in grade school, here you said, you've made it. You've beaten the odds. It's a miracle. Then you got to go through your teen years. No. Oh, that can kill you. Kill your parents too. Right? It can take you out. And you made it through that. And then you went through young adulthood and college or trade school, or whatever it is you did to earn your living, to raise your family, whatever course you took, whatever orientation or gender or race you are, you made it through somehow, and you're sitting in this room listening to me. Which means you beat the odds in everything. You wouldn't be here if you weren't tough enough to face those odds. How many of you are going to feel sorry for yourself after this? That chair you're sitting in, somebody had to make it. That's a miracle. This room, this ministry, everything that you are experiencing is a miracle. And it's a miracle because you made it through all of that stuff. And the reason you made it through all of that stuff is because you had a scarcity mentality. I need more. I need better. I need to get to where I can be safe, where I can be secure, where I can wrap this world around me and have it protect me. Because that's the natural and #1 drive of the species. It's the #1 drive of all species. And every creature that makes it into this world and becomes an adult, or even not an adult, however far you make it, you have been a success. I don't care about money. I don't care about houses and riches. That's fine. Love it. Love every bit of it. I've had it all. But I know that that's not where my success is. My success is in realizing that I made it in spite of nature's attempts to take me out all along the way. Every single moment of my existence, something has been trying to take me out. And I haven't let it happen. And I didn't know I wasn't letting it happen. But I made it. Didn't you? You're sitting here. And you all look good. So you did something right. Now how many are feeling sorry for yourself? Right? Well, after considering that, and after understanding that you indeed are a living, breathing miracle, that you have had odds to face that we don't know if any other creature in the universe has to go through this besides those that live on this planet. We don't know for sure, do we? But here you are, and you have beaten all the odds. And then you go sit in a class and somebody tells you you should not take scarcity mentality as a positive thing. There's only one thing you have to do with that scarcity mentality to turn it into the direction you really think you want to go. Just don't see it as negative anymore. That's it. Recognize that scarcity mentality is actually a positive, and it is the driving force that brought you to this room today and through your entire life. And when you understand that, you will step into an abundance you have never imagined. Abundance is simply the recognition that you have what it takes. That you are already a success. And nothing can ever change that. Because here you are. You've made it. Have you not? Tell me somebody that in this room that hasn't made it here. Here you are. A raging success. There's a wonderful passage in Scripture that says basically, he who is without excuse. You are no longer excused. And you no longer can feel sorry for yourself. Because you are a raging, roaring, 100% bona fide success. And nobody can take that away from you. So I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things with me right now, just to kind of solidify this. Sorry about that. First, here's an affirmation. It's a very simple affirmation. You believe in the power of affirmation?
Sure.
Okay, but do you realize that some people think that if I don't have a right feeling or a right frame of mind and I say my affirmations, they're not going to work. If I feel like, ooh, I don't know about this. Ever heard about the doubt syndrome? Yeah, a lot of people think that doubt